Namaste, my friend. You have sent two emails, and I could see there are challenges. But I have a simple question to you. Did you really try to remove the nervous feeling and disturb sleep by what you have learned in Eastern wisdom? If not, let us try today. Close your eyes first. So when you close your eyes, you are comfortable. Are you really comfortable, or you are simply thinking you are comfortable? That is not going to help you. So just check. You look at the neck joint, you feel the sensation, and you experience the comfort and steadiness. So why we have an intellectual understanding of sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and internalization is an experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. That gives you an experience. So if the mind is still thinking of the nervous feeling and consistent, say, for example, you have written bedtime routine or eye mask and loud fan, can't hear a thing. If these thoughts are still continuing, it means you are not doing the practice. No, but what should I do if these thought comes? Persist, persist, consistent practice. Look again, the shoulder joints. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. If you feel the sensation, even 5% of sensation, comfort, and steadiness, you will win. But if your mind keep thinking, thinking of consistent nervous feeling, it will not work. So that is only an intellectual understanding. Move the mind on the entire body. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. If other thoughts are there, move the mind again. Move the mind again on the entire body. On the body, and feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. No, my thoughts are still disturbing me. Move the mind again. That is what the consistency means. Move the mind again on the body, slowly and gently, and feel and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Oh, the thoughts are still there? They are disturbing you? Let us move to the second step. Look inside the head. Look inside the head and start breathing gently into the chest. Into the chest. Quick and gentle breathing. While focus inside the head. Focus inside the head on the space. In the space. Thoughts are there. Thoughts, again, you will say the thoughts are there. No problem. You'll keep looking into the space and continue breathing. Continue breathing. I'm giving you a practical solution, practical and pragmatic. But if your mind resists, endure it. Endure it and continue breathing. Endure it, keep breathing. Until the breathing step continues without any resistance, because that resistance comes from what you are thinking and feeling. Continue. Continue breathing into the chest, gentle breathing, please. Continue breathing. The mind still thinks. No worries, let it think. You continue the breathing. You endure it and you continue the breathing, please. Do not stop in the middle. Continue breathing, please. Continue breathing. So now stop the breathing and experience the change in the sensation. Experience the change in the sensation inside the head, all around the body. Now you have to experience the feeling instead of mind starts thinking again of nervousness. You are thinking about what feeling you have at this moment, my friend. And now you have to absorb and dissolve all these impure thoughts. Dissolve all impure thoughts. How you do it? You take a deep, silent, and slow breathing. Take a deep, silent, slow breathing. Then focus inside the head into the space. And then start doing the humming sound, louder, deeper, longer, louder, deeper, and longer sound while breathing out, and awaken to the sensation inside the head. Again, take the next breath. Deep, silent, and slow. There is no noise. You are keep looking inside the head into the space. Now when you start doing the humming sound, all your crazy thoughts that you have written dissolves into the sound. Just see that all crazy thoughts dissolve into the sound of humming. If that happens, you are doing the practice. If it doesn't happen, you are simply intellectually understanding and not doing the practice. So what should I do if it doesn't happen? Just focus inside the head. You are looking there and doing the humming sound. Doing the humming sound. Thoughts are entering into the mind. Into the mind. You are looking into the space where these thoughts are, dissolving. Just see that. If that happens, you will succeed. This practice you should be doing every day in the morning, evening, before sleeping, and whenever you wake up during the night, you should start the practice and let me see what happens this week. Continue doing the humming sound. Your mind hears the humming sound, what you are doing. So instead of hearing the thoughts of anxiety or nervousness, your mind shifts to the humming sound. Is it not possible? Is it not possible, such a simple thing I am saying? Let those thoughts be there. Let those thoughts be there, but you are paying attention. That means you are paying attention to the humming sound. Continue with the humming sound louder, deeper, and longer. Longer, deeper the humming sound, better it is. Are you paying attention to those thoughts of nervousness, or are you paying attention to the humming sound? That will make a tremendous difference. I will explain to you later. Now stop this humming sound. Stop this humming sound and look, feel the head and the neck, as if you are moving the mind on the head and the neck, and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Do not move the body at any cost. Why? Your mind, crazy mind, will take over you. That is why we don't move. Move the mind. Move the mind on the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the left arm. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the chest and the belly. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the right leg From the right side of the waist to the toes, and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the left leg from the left side of the waist to the toes. No movement at all. Because if you move the mind will start resisting, and it will repeat the same thoughts that you have written to me. I have to endure it in order to change the impure mind to the pure mind. So the mind is looking, feeling the left leg and experience the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Let those thoughts be there, they are too far. Now you are approaching closer and nearer to yourself, moving the mind within. I will repeat the major parts of the body, and instantly you experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Head and the neck, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Right arm, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left arm, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. You say to yourself, you think like this. The moment, what instructions I am giving you, so you think. So when I say look at the chest and the belly, you also say to your mind, what I am saying. Oh, look at the chest and the belly and experience. You say experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Wait for a few seconds and experience that. Again, you say in your mind, look at the right leg. You are saying, and then you say experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness, and you wait for a few seconds to experience that. Look at the left leg. You are saying it. You say, look at the left leg, and then you say experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Then wait for a second to experience that state. All your thoughts will go away, and you will find tingling sensation, maybe the numbness, maybe relaxation and calmness there. If it is not there, you repeat it. If it is not there, repeat it. What repeating? Head and the neck. You also say, my head and the neck. Then I say, experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. You also say it and wait to experience that. No movement in the body. Other thoughts are there. That is what we want to get rid of, that impurity of the thoughts, by repetition, by endurance. Right arm, experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. You say it, you wait, you experience it. So you will see those thoughts of nervousness and other thoughts are too far from you. Left arm, you are saying mentally, my left arm. Then you say experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Then you wait and experience. Chest in the belly. Experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. You experience that after saying. Right leg. You say my right leg. Then you say experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left leg. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The entire body. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. In that state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness, you already know Shanto Ham means I am the peace while looking into the space. So you look inside the head, aware of the space, then say Shanto Ham, again see the space. No, but you may say that, I have those nervous thoughts or feeling, no issue. The moment you have nervous thoughts and the feeling, again you say mentally Shanto Ham and then see the space. See the space. Again thought comes, you superimpose. You superimpose Shanto Ham. See the space. Mentally, you are working on the mind if any nervous thoughts or attachment to the sleep or attachment to the disturbances in the sleep comes, you simply drop Shanto Ham. Again thought comes, you superimpose Shanto Ham. No thought is there, Shanto Ham, and you see the space. Shanto Ham, and you see the space. My dear friend, you have to repeat this practice in the midnight when the sleep is disturbed, in the morning, and before you go to the sleep, and if you have time during the day. So minimum 4 times the practice, but with awareness and attention, and you will see the change from the day one. Now we will understand what is happening, why it is happening, what you have written to me. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Do not move your body. Gently open your eyes and focus on what I'm going to say now. You wrote, and I could see that what is deeper inside, what is happening in your mind. You have written, I feel like I have a low grade, constant nervous feeling, and my sleep has been bad. Not sure what's causing what I have tried. I have tried various things. You have written, they're not sure what's up. Just irritating, they are all expressions of delusion. You rightly understood. Ignorance causing the suffering in daily life. You further wrote consistent bedtime routine, eye mask in dark, loud fan can't hear a thing, no alarm clock, light to see the time, magnesium, golden milk, meditation, relaxing audiobook. No, you need to listen to my talk and do the practice. Forget about those other audio books because their reference point is totally different. It will not work. Hot bath, sauna blanket, eating dinner early, stomach not full. That is what you have written. Are you paying attention? All experiences taking place in your mind. All these, the thoughts and the feeling that you have explained. Did you understand that first point? All experiences are taking place into your mind. And these thoughts, feeling, and the symptoms are the symptoms of the impure mind. As long as the mind is impure, it aggravates the situation, condition. Let us understand the problem from the perspective of Eastern wisdom. The mind plays a central role in shaping our experiences and perception. An impure mind or agitated mind can indeed aggravate challenging situations and perpetuate suffering. You have to listen to this. So, your sleep disturbances and nervous feeling, according to Eastern wisdom, is a manifestation of an impure mind. You make the mind pure and you will find it, including the suffering arise from the. So, how the impure mind works? By thinking. It is influenced by the thoughts, perception, and reaction. So, where are these thought, perception, and reaction? That is what your mind is thinking. That is what you have written to me. Now, from the Eastern wisdom, understanding the various strategies that you have tried, bedtime routine, eye mask, magnesium, etc., are helpful. But it will not address the root cause of your suffering. So you are trying the outer means and they will not address the root cause of your suffering, and that is why it is causing more frustration. It is causing more delusion and attachments. You have to listen to this talk, and every time you listen, every sentence you listen, you have to contemplate and reflect. You have to repeat the same thought and then see whether it is changing the mind or not. All experiences takes place in the mind. All experiences are expressed in the form of a thoughts, feeling, and emotions. You have those thought, feeling, and emotions that you have written to me belongs to the impure mind. And the impure mind causes the delusion, attachment, and aversion. So you are trying with all the magnesium and golden and etc., the outer means. That is not going to help your impure mind. Did you get it? You have to listen to it again. So in your case, the persistent nervous feeling and the sleep disturbances may be fueled by, should I say, may be fueled by one, attachment, second, aversion. So attachment to what? I am deeply attached and obsessed, craving for a peaceful sleep. And also the aversion to discomfort. It is happening in your mind and you are trying the outer means. Each time, for example, you wake up at night and feel frustrated or anxious, so where you feel anxious and frustrated, it is happening in the mind. What you are trying to do, oh, let me put a mask, eye mask. Let me have a total darkness. Is there a darkness in your mind? Do you see the space only in the mind? No, you are seeing the thoughts. Why? Because you are repeating those thoughts. Why the thoughts are being repeated? These thoughts belong to the impurity of the mind. So each time you wake up at the night and feel frustrated or anxious, you are strengthening the impurity of the mind by thinking, by feeling, by attachment, by aversion. Are you getting it? I'm answering your question that nothing is helping. And then we will find the solution. So the constant nervous feeling, poor sleep, and overall irritation that you are experiencing can be seen as an expression of delusion, ignorance, causing the suffering. Let us explore little deeply, point by point. So there is an attachment to the sleep. So when I have an attachment to the sleep, means what? I have an attachment to the need for a certain quantity and the quality of the sleep. I am attached to that. It can paradoxically make it harder to relax and sleep. It is opposing it because I have those thoughts. I'm going to explain it. So that is the first reason. And in the mind, you have an aversion to the wakefulness. So when you wake up at the night, the mind may react with the frustration or anxiety. How can you fall into sleep when you have already reacted with the frustration and anxiety? You are creating a further hesitation. There are many other reasons. There is a delusion of separation. Do you remember peace and happiness are your essential nature? At the time when you wake up or you have some hesitation, do you remember that? No, you don't remember. You don't repeat it. You repeat what you have written to me. So I forgot that knowledge. When I forget that knowledge, mind continues to work with the thoughts of the impurity. So we have to move from the impure mind to the pure mind is the right approach. Yes, you continue to take the external means that may help outwardly, but it will not remove the root cause. So Eastern wisdom says we have to investigate the mind with an openness and curiosity and dedication by learning to relate skillfully By understanding what causes the impurity of the mind, you will be able to sleep. You will be able to be free from your challenges from the day one. So the moment you have those thoughts, have you ever uh, repeated the thought that peace and happiness are my essential nature, and this nervous feeling and anxiety and irritation is on the surface of the mind. So when I stop thinking with the impurity of the mind, I can reflect, I can awaken to that peace and happiness. And in that state of the peace and happiness, within few seconds you will fall into sleep. So what I'm trying to say, that external condition, you may have a perfect external conditions, but from the mind, from the mind, if you keep on repeating and thinking, attachment to the sleep, aversion to the wakefulness, getting irritated, frustrated. So the mind is doing its work with the impurity of the mind. You are already caught in the cycle of anxious thought and sleep disturbances because your mind is getting obsessed. Obsession is the attachment and the aversion to the wakefulness. Let us understand little deeper attachment to the sleep. What I said, my mind is constantly thinking, now I will sleep, now I will sleep, let me sleep, let me sleep, let me sleep, let me sleep. So you have already agitated the mind. How can you go into sleep? So it means I need not to think what thoughts are coming to my mind. That is causing the impurity of the mind. It is not going to help you to sleep. So what should I do? Instead of thinking about sleep problem, we need to learn to relax again and again by the practice that I gave to you. First thing. Because if there is an attachment to the sleep, it will worsen the sleep problem and lead to more suffering, and that is what is happening. The external factors are not working. You are right, it will not work. So, what is the first thing? To understand, don't create an internal struggle. When we become fixated on getting a specific amount or a type of the sleep, we create an internal struggle. If we don't meet our expectations for the sleep, we may become frustrated, anxious, or self critical. Do you see what is happening to you? So, these reactions in the form of a thought agitate the mind and activate your sympathetic nervous system, and your nervous system is already excited. Whether you take magnesium, whether you put maybe 1 kilogram weight on your eyes, your system is already reacting, and you are saying that now I have to sleep. So it makes it harder to relax into the sleep. We get caught in a vicious cycle where our attachment to the sleep leads to wakefulness. I'm attached to the sleep, I have to wake up at the night. And then I have an aversion to wakefulness. Are you getting it? I have already explained these principles a couple of times, but now we are understanding with reference to the particular attachment to the sleep creates delusion, causes suffering. Attachment to the sleep reinforces the illusion. What is that illusion? That our well being depends on the external conditions. And this belief is a kind of a delusion or misperception of the reality. Our deepest well being depends on the purity of the mind. When the mind is pure, it is calm and relaxed. You never think and get agitated, frustrated over the sleep because mind is calm. You're lying down on the bed and you are thinking and you fall into natural sleep. Am I right or not? So attachment to the sleep is a manifestation of delusion, and ignorance causes suffering. We cling to the idea that we need to sleep now. You cannot force yourself to sleep. And you are forcing yourself because you are attached to it. So it means it is a false notion and it is a delusion. Are you paying attention to what I am saying? So the moment you have an attachment to the sleep and you have an experience of the nervousness, you have to remember and remind yourself that peace and happiness are your essential nature, which goes beyond the sleep. One factor, one thing. Second is that if I am not attached to the sleep, if I don't force my mind to sleep, I am able to purify the mind and it becomes very easy for me to relax. And in the state of relaxation, I do not hesitate and excite my nervous system. So I don't have the nervousness and you'll be able to fall into sleep. And the best method, I have already given you the practice. You just, no, but my mind goes back again. Do the practice again. But my mind is not listening. You do the practice again. Consistent listening and learning and doing the practice is going to change the mind. And if the mind changes from inside, your experience changes. And if your experience changes, you will fall into sleep. And the nervousness is gone. Second problem is the aversion to the wakefulness. And that is why you are trying many external means. And because those external means are not going to purify the mind, so it backfires you and you get more frustrated. And that is what is happening when you wake up at night. The mind may react with a frustration or anxiety. It is happening, creating further agitation. Now, in that state of further agitation, you take all the pills. One option. And second is you listen to, you think that let me do the practice one time, second time, third time. It is a great opportunity for me. I woke up at the midnight to do the practice, to repeat the practice persistently with an endurance to purify the mind. Am I making myself clear? There is another way that I Discern, I have talked about the power of discernment in the intellect. The mind says, I am nervous, I'm frustrated, I'm irritated. And then the intellect says, let me recognize the experience of the wakefulness. So the discernment says all experiences are temporary and changing, while my true nature is full of peace and happiness. I had a friend, did I tell you before? He is still there. He is in Texas, immigrated to Texas. He is a biochemist, a great researcher. He could not, he says that, or we have seen him, sometime for 3 days he did not sleep. Did he get frustrated? No. Did he get irritated? No. What he used to say with a smile and big laugh. That nature made this body. If I don't sleep today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, the nature is going to push me to sleep. So I am free. Why should I think negatively? And sometime we both worked in the same office, so he used to sleep during the day, and even the director never disturbed him because when he was not sleeping for 3 days, he was working for the office. He is now 88, 89 years old. But he never got into anxiety and the nervous feeling. Why? He has no attachment to the sleep. He does not have the wrong notion, false notion. And he neither had the aversion to the wakefulness because he is not sleeping for 2 days, 3 days. So he developed an attitude of a dispassion against sleeping, not sleeping. What happens then? The mind becomes clear. The mind is not thinking, getting attached to it. And when the mind is not attached to the sleep, it does not have an aversion to the wakefulness. Your mind is clear. Your mind gets a feel of the purity, and then it changes. Are you ready? Or are you ready, or do you want to keep on thinking about the purity and the impurity of the with the impurity of the mind? Third cause. First cause, I said, attachment to the sleep is the cause of your challenges, problems. Second is the aversion to wakefulness in the night. Instead of doing the practice, you keep on thinking, you keep on applying the extra. I'm not saying that don't apply it, but the root cause lies in the mind. And the third cause is the delusion of control, delusion of controlling the sleep. Just picture, imagine a person trying to control the waves in the ocean, believing that their happiness depends on the waves behaving in a certain way. They become frustrated and exhausted as they realize the futility of their efforts. Our attempt to control the life circumstances driven by impurity of the mind leads to suffering. So my poor sleep may be the result of my delusion that I can control every aspect of my life, including the sleep. Are you aware in deep sleep? Are you controlling the deep sleep? Have you ever controlled your sleep? So I start getting worried before the sleep, and that disturbs my sleep. So trying to control the waves in the ocean illustrates how our attempts to control the sleep, including, can lead to the suffering. And it is happening, my friend. Result of an impure mind. In case of the sleep, the delusion of control can manifest in many ways. Obsessively planning and strategizing how to get the perfect night's sleep. So your mind is so much worried throughout the day. And I get obsessed. That is what I'm talking about, attachment. Can you release that obsession? Worrying about the consequences of not getting enough sleep. So I get more worried what will happen to my health problem, what will happen, and that results into an emotional instability. And second thing, I start reimagining what happened last night. I start creating in my imagination. My mind, impure mind, tells me the story what is going to happen today. So you are creating a false notion. Then I try to force myself to sleep, becoming increasingly frustrated. And then the sleep doesn't come. And that is what you told me, that you have tried every means. You have tried all the external means, but you did not understand it. From the perspective of Eastern wisdom, more you try to control the sleep, more problem will come. More elusive it becomes. Your mind becomes agitated, filled with the worry, frustration, and anxiety you have written. Is it possible? Is it possible to persist, to consistent, that you pick up the practice and then you start doing the practice? Your mind will, first time, will say, no, I will not do it, and you do it. Second time, the intensity, the pressure, the reaction of the mind will be less. Third time, it is less. Fourth time, it is gone, and you will fall into sleep. So, what is the problem? The delusion of control reinforces the false identification with the body mind complex. So, instead of controlling the sleep, you practice, you practice. The very practice, all the steps that I discussed today, includes all the steps to leave your mind in the state of purity. So, what I would say, that you start the day by the practice. You should not have any thought of anxiety. Instead of external condition, you tell yourself that I will lie down on the bed doing the practice. Don't ever think that you are going to sleep. You just know I will do the practice one time, second time, third time. Third point, whenever you wake up in the night, First thing you remember, let me start the practice again. Don't even think that, now I woke up with the mind, and now, let me take magnesium. No, you do the practice. Let us see what happens. It's a matter of hardly 3 and 4 days. Second, you remember the mantra, Sarvesham Swastir, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, whatever. May there be happiness for all. Include yourself. May there be happiness for all. May there be peace for all. You think, you reflect on it. The way your mind constantly thinks of nervousness and anxiety, instead of you replace it by the mantra throughout the day. Promise me that you do it. Why? Because you have to replace those negative, impure mind, thoughts of the impurity. During the day, your mind goes back to those thoughts. You start breathing deep, silent, and slow, and sing in your mind, Shantu Ham. You breathe out, Shantu Ham. So while you are saying Shantu Ham, you see the space in front of you or inside your head. You breathe first into the belly, then into the rib cage, and your mind is singing Shantu Ham. I told you it means I'm the peace and the space. Breathing out, Shantu Ham, and peace in the space. Now, what to do with those thoughts? Let those thoughts be there. They will lose their intensity. Why? You are dropping the attachment to the sleep and aversion to the wakefulness, and you are also destroying the delusion of control. This week, religiously, you follow this routine. I'm not saying whatever you are doing, but don't get obsessed of doing anything they may help you, the external conditions. They are not going to remove the impurity of the mind. The moment you remove the impurity of the mind, the moment the mind is pure, you never think about sleep problem. You just lie down in the bed and your mind is absorbed and you fall into sleep. Is it possible this week? Every day in the morning, the first thing you do the practice. During the day, if it is possible, repeat the practice. You have no thought how I'm going to sleep. You have a thought that I'm going to lie down on the bed and will do this practice. If I remain awake, I will repeat this practice. Let us see, do an experiment and see what happens. Mantra chanting. You already have done it. I'm not going to repeat it. And the third thing, during the day, when your mind is empty, means you're not doing any mental activity, remember, Shantu hum with a deep, silent, and slow breathing. You're singing Shantu hum inside your mind with the breath going in, with the breath coming out. Accept this challenge this week and see what happens. Thank you. Namaste.